Back on Cumulus, Jerem and Faethurin decipher the burnt journal page in full. It turns out the mechanism used to pilot the city is powered by the diamond in the center. However, it was running low on power, and no one had an idea of how long it will last. It'll eventually crash into the Earth. Ideas for the use of the abandoned city range from using it as a weapon to using it as a headquarters. Most of the group suggests the headquarters. Even the dragons agree it is great for roosting. The downside is, it's great for roosting. The dragons are starting to claim territory over the abandoned homes, and unfortunately, Illithor and other dragons have claimed temporary roost over Ivan's former abode. Amber is furious they're treating his home with such disrespect. She almost starts a brawl with Illithor out of pure rage.
Right, that's it. Then listen to this, you arrogant bully. We asked you kindly once. I'm not gonna ask you nicely again. Respect his stuff, or get out.
You see him fold his arms. All right. And what makes you think you have leverage?
Before both dragons come to blows, Dominia steps in to bring Amber down to her level, telling her they need to pick and choose their battles. Jerem comments that they've been on a bit of a bad luck streak from Solinor and now the dragon quartering. On a hair trigger, he realizes Vineblight's curse is bad luck, and feels the need to warn anyone who came in contact with him thinking he's still in the Dragonlands. To confirm, the group actually bump into Ruith setting up shop. Unfortunately, no answers were given, but she does have something useful for the party. A book of poisons and venoms, which lists drow poison, a manufactured venom that renders anyone who consumes it unconscious. Jerem buys one more armor enhancement before they make their way back to Solania. Rose, however, refuses to go if it means bringing Simula along.
Simula, why did you bring us all together?
Simula looks at you and says, and what if I don't say anything?
Then I will do whatever it takes to stop you from going back to Solania. And if that means it costs me my life, then if my hunch is correct, it costs you whatever weapon you needed me to get for you. Why did you choose me? There could have been hundreds of other people you could have chosen, but you chose me. Why?
Simula looks at you and smiles. Do you really want to know?
I need to know.
Are you sure you want to know?
She didn't say want, she said need. Just spit it out.
Are you really sure you need to know?
Simula, it would be best to give us a straight answer, because this could be valuable to getting you and your sister back on the throne.
Oh, please, you all... No sense
it's not about the throne. You want to play this little game. I understand.
Yes, and I also love playing games with your little emotions. You're so easy.
Simula responds, saying her moral prig centers why she chose to take Rose, once again saying the rest would be revealed in due time. The party teleports back to Solania, where they bump into the same pixies that split the party last time. Before being sent off again, Beline, the pixie they first encountered, stops them from casting their magic. She calls the rest of the group to follow her to meet up with a few familiar faces. General Erdusk of the Drow, and Princess Falenus of the Kagonesti. Jaminia asks them for assistance in getting the Fey creatures to join the Alliance. Falenus will try talking to them, but she tells the group that these creatures are a fickle bunch. General Erdusk, meanwhile, tells Jerem that the Drow have lost track of Aymer, and have Faethurin's mother on close surveillance as a precaution. Also, Aymer is getting stronger. Faethurin tells Erdusk that Aymer is dead, but his soul lives on in the body of a Rakshasa. With this new information, Erdusk and his subordinate, Ravas, take their leave. Faye decides to wait until the morning to see her mother. The group sets up camp, but Cross is still acting distant from the rest of the group. The fact he let a deity die is not helping matters. Faethurin tells him a story about a time she was saved by Cross.
The Black Arrow saved me once, years ago. I was a lone woman traveling through Solania. Did you really think that I would run into no trouble under those circumstances? Sorceress or not? I was captured by a group of slavers once. They were capturing women that were isolated, and no one was more isolated back then than me. Now, you came in the night before they could find anyone to purchase us. And you saved all our lives, even if the way you did it was so brutal. I saw you at your very worst that night.
Meanwhile, Jalaram and Rose talk about the future. Jalaram fears the prestige of assassin would change him, and he doesn't want to be seen as such in the party's eyes. However, Rose says his actions have shown her that humanoids deserve a chance. Even so, Jalaram thinks the entire party could have done something to prevent Solinor from dying.
I used to believe it wasn't worth the time to speak with humanoids because they would never listen. They would never change. And Cross has proven me right, but you've proven me wrong. I don't know how that will continue in the future, but I do appreciate you're willing to listen. Willing to change for things that don't benefit you directly. That's not something I've seen often, if ever.
All of a sudden, 2 arrows fly past Cross and Faethurin. The person who shot those arrows, a young shifter elf by the name of Rayon, Cross's son. Cross introduces Rayon to the rest of the party, and the little ball of sunshine is excited to meet everyone that he has heard of in his father's letters. Later that night, the men catch up Rayon with most of their adventures, minus what happened on Cumulus. As they nod off for the night, and some shipping fodder for Ivan occurs, Jalaram is woken up by someone in the same mask that gave Owen the location of Vizitov. He follows them, thinking it's a dream, and relaying to Owen he might need him to wake him up. It's not a dream. The strange mask wearer takes the rogue behind a tree, and it's revealed the person behind the mask is Eleanor Gilren, Jalaram's mother. He is in utter shock that she found him. Eleanor says she comes with an offer. To no surprise to Jalaram, it's an offer to join the League of Assassins. Showing him the black dagger, she says he has one final task to complete to succeed. His target?
One thing you do not know about the Assassin Order is that the Assassin Order directs you to kill a particular person.
Who do I have to put the hit on?
Cross Dalgo.
What?
Jalaram now has the dilemma of killing someone he considers a friend, a comrade. It really doesn't help that Rayon, the precious cinnamon roll that he is, doesn't know about the atrocities his father has committed.
Well, I can't tell you what to do, but praying helps me, although I've noticed that my prayers don't come true as often as they used to. But I got what I prayed for last time. Solinor sent me my dad.
Broken-hearted, Jalaram takes up Rayon's advice and prays to Erevan. The next morning, Jalaram experiences a role reversal with Cross talking about the best advice. Cross put his trust in Jalaram 100%, even calling him his friend. It's too much for Jalaram to take, and he confesses everything his mother asked him to do.
She gave me an offer. An offer that I don't want to take. To take this offer, I have to hurt one of my friends. I can't do it.
Cross convinces him not to go down that dark path. He puts full faith in Jalaram. As the two reconcile, Faethurin checks up on the two. Jalaram struggles to find the right words, so he plants a kiss on Faethurin's forehead. However, this good news is interrupted by bad news. Faethurin's mother, Yulissa, has been kidnapped by Aymer. Thankfully, Rayon knows where the cavern is where she is being held captive. He leads them to the cavern where Aymer knows they are coming. After telling Rayon to flee, they head through the cavern, and Aymer has set up several traps and false treasures to dissuade the group. The waters in the cave are laced with drow poison. Some treasure chests are booby-trapped with explosive runes. One chest was completely empty and marked with a slur for half-elves, confirming that Aymer remembers Jalaram.
If this is your father, he's a little petty.
Excuse me 1 second. I take the chest. I take the chest and throw it into the water.
They find Aymer, but he has backup. Several other Rakshasa. All of them are using Shadow Walk. To make things worse, Aymer casts darkness so no one can see anything. It doesn't help that Simula appears to be doing nothing to assist. Again. They should be used to this by now. The only plan of action they have is to split the party. Amber, Owen, Faethurin, and Rose stay to fight Aymer, while Cross, Jerem, and Jaminia go with Ivan to Shadow Walk and keep the other Rakshasa busy. Jerem notices Cross never fired a shot during the fight. Cross fears if he fires at Aymer that the blast might hit Amber, who's currently attacking him in the process. Jerem, hearing that, tells him he doesn't have to aim for Aymer.
I tell him, look up.
Through Jerem's encouraging words, Cross aims his bow at the stalactites in the cavern. With a lucky shot, the stalactite falls and pins Aymer to the ground. This bit of confidence rings true in the group, as the second group now has an advantage over the Rakshasa in the Shadow Realm. The battle nears its end. Owen kills one of the Rakshasa. Faethurin asks her father for a chance to save him, but he just spits blood in her face. Amber punches a hole through Aymer's chest, killing him, but not before he laughs mockingly in their faces. The Rakshasa run off, realizing they are no longer under Aymer's control. The second group returns with a magically muted Ulissa and reunites her with Faethurin.
Mother! As soon as she sees you, she runs to you and gives you a big hug.
Mother, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for how I behaved when I left. I'm sorry for leaving. I should never have left you behind.
Rose casts Dispel Magic, allowing Ulissa to speak. During the heartwarming moment, Cross notices Simula is nowhere to be found. Cross also notices a piece of parchment on the ground with the words, "She's mine now." Jerem tears up the paper upon recognizing the handwriting to be Arkoth's. After a while, Falenus, one of her followers, and a weird elven druid appear. Hearing about the Rakshasa, the weird druid needs to cast alignment detection to determine none of them were the cat-like creatures. Thankfully, all of them pass. However, 3 revelations come up in the alignment detection. Owen is of chaotic neutral alignment, a bit odd for a cleric to follow. Cross is now determined to be unaligned. His soul is not sure where it stands. But Faethurin is lawful good. She literally jumps for joy into Jerem's arms and plants a spontaneous kiss on him, knowing she can now cast the spell to save Jaminia and Simula. With their first bit of good news and instilled confidence to go forward, their new task is to find Simula and protect her unborn child.